So, hi, my name is Andre. This is my boy.
My name is Sekou.
Alright, then we gonna have a little conversation. Tell me what we're gonna talk about today, Sekou.
We're going to talk about relationships. How one relationship evolves between two friends or two lovers, and how they evolve over time, from the time they meet into the time they go into the present time.
Well, personally, I think that when you have a relationship, you should start off as friends first. You start off this friendship, build a strong friendship, then build up the relationship.
I actually agree with that because that's a way to start a union that I believe starts with a simple bond of trust, respect, loyalty, and honesty.
Yeah, I think all these people going out to the club to look for the one. 9 out of 10 times it doesn't really work.
9 out of 10 times, no, it doesn't. But here's the thing with that. Anyone is always out there looking for the one. And you're right, 9 out of 10 times it doesn't work, but sometimes you could say 8 out of 10 times it does work. For some people who I like to call the lucky ones, because you look at them and you think to yourself, what is it that they have that I don't have? And any one of them will tell you that's game. You need game.
It's a lost form game. Game is a lost form these days. A lot of people want to rape their mind and have the one pop into your lap, which doesn't look like that. You gotta have a little bit of game, a little bit. Talking is the key.
Communication, you mean, right?
Yes.
Well, let's see. How about some relationships that you and my, how about a relationship that you and me had? When did we first meet?
We met in 2000, no, 1990. Shoot, been a minute ago. 94, 95.
Yeah, I believe we met in elementary school.
No,
Wasn't it?
junior high.
No, it was junior high. And it's now 2014. So how long have we been friends so far?
Long time. But see, that's the thing, because ever since then we was able to talk and be cool with each other and just
And we shared everything with each other. Like, we share everything with each other all the time.
Yeah.
Especially our relationships. But here's the thing: only one of us has never had a relationship. I'm talking about the romantic kind.
Time comes, time goes. You have them, you don't. Nothing to worry about. Relationship is you have bad chances of being in shallow relationship than meaningful relationship because when you want to be in a meaningful relationship you need more time, you need lots of time.
I actually learned that too. You also need time. You also need time in a relationship that involves friendship.
Yeah.
Say for instance, I used to have particular relationships in high school, and they were all based on friendships. Every time I would pursue somebody, every time I would pursue somebody, it would always end with them seeing someone or whatever. And yet, much to my surprise, they would still turn out to be nice to me. It would be nice if I were to call you my friend. So you could say I've got more friends than girl than girl than I've ever had girlfriends.
I want to write the book on how to get good. It's like you just be honest and just talk to them and trying to know them for who they are, and then they let them know that like that you want to be with them, and just go from there. That's all you gotta do, and that type of to be in a good relationship with someone.
I read a book about dating. It tells you all the do's and don'ts, what it takes to make the ice, or break the ice. Get a couple numbers, make a few phone calls, do a little scouting location, make plans, setting the date, and being able to tell the difference between a good date, a blind date, and a bad date. I'm sorry. And the difference between a good date and a bad date is what the date has got to offer, or what this book told me. Take the case of one particular couple, for instance. A young girl's father found her teacher to be interesting, that he decided to ask her out. But when he did, what was he in for a surprise? What happened was she was going on and on about her job and making all these bad habits, and then he ultimately decided, I'm not gonna take her out anymore. I'm moving on to someone else. So, moral of that story is, when you're dating somebody who's only dedicated to talking about one thing, that date's not gonna work. Forget it. Out the picture.
I always like thinking about like this. It's a survey. Dating is an interview, just like you go on a job interview, but you're interviewing to be with someone permanently in your life. So you have questions that you want to know. You have questions. They have questions they want to know.
Except you're
you
not.
gotta be honest with each other.
Yeah. Except you're not. Competing for a job. Except you're not going into an office. You're going into a social place where people get together, where people hang out, where people chill, converse every day, 24/7. It's just your little one-on-one. It's just a one-on-one chat where there's nothing else, except you and this other person, and you're both conversing on similar topics that you both love. And I think to me, that's what it means to find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. Two people who interconnect on a lot of things, share the same interests, the same similar reasons, the same personality, and are able to relate to each other on several different grounds, and have absolutely no judgment whatsoever against one of them. Two people who love each other unconditionally, without having to say they're sorry. I quote, love story, love means never having to say you're sorry. I think the meaning behind that is basically, no matter what mistakes you make, what you do or what you say, depending on the circumstances, I still love you anyway. And that's with unconditional love, without resentment, without judgment. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I think that this thing with love is blind. It's true, because when you in love, you don't see a whole bunch of stuff that the person is doing. That then once you're out of love, then you remember all that stuff. I think that we get into these relationships that we then we come in with preconceived notions, and then that's when we mess up. That's when we don't know, we don't really know each other. We gotta learn each other. We gotta be what they call the real around each other. Especially when you got real around that person. Because if that's the person you spend the rest of your life with, they have to know who you for real. You have to know them the real bit.
Take for instance, I had a certain person who's interested in me, claims to have been that way since high school. But when I try to make a date with her, she rubs me off, gives me the cold shoulder. Would you say that she's somewhat afraid to get involved with me because of a past event that occurred in her life, or she's just plain scared to take a chance even though she wants to?
Because if she keep on saying yes or no, I think she's either scared or she's not being real with herself in some aspects. You gotta be real with yourself before you can be real with others.
And let's say you were with somebody who doesn't like being by himself all the time.
If I was with somebody, I would be with them, and I would schedule my schedule. If I asked to go on a date, I would schedule that around my schedule. I won't have to call back and be like, oh, we have to postpone. That's the thing. Is everybody's busy and nobody wants to check their schedule for them to make dates and cancel them later because they find out, oh, I have a doctor, I have a business appointment, oh, I plan to go to dinner with my mom that day.
That makes sense. But after numerous attempts of making a date with a girl and still getting a cold shoulder,
And then that's when three lights come in.
three strikes of it. After that, it's bye bye birdie. Moving on to the next plane, next inning.
Mm-hmm.
Three strikes, you're out. It's like going home to score. It's like going home to score. It's like trying to score the winning run. Three strikes, three strikes after three strikes. It's basically just one after the other.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in with us. Catch us next time.
We'll see you next time.